Hello, I'm your host Crow, and today I wanted to talk about my summer at the School of Visual Arts Precollege program. The reason why I wanted to make this video was because I remember wanting to know more about this school and this specific program and not finding anything that wasn't made by the School of Visual Arts, which obviously they're biased because they're making promotional material. Anyways, I'm going to talk about screenwriting, exploring drama through acting, because that was the program I did. It's a 3-week program, and the class was from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday. My program was led by 2 co-teachers, Gina Abe-Marca, who was the screenwriting teacher, and Mihaela Maihut, who focused more on acting. The screenwriting program is located in the School of Visual Arts building at 209 East 23rd, which is really close to the dorms, which are located at 215 East 23rd. I'm gonna be honest, I think 209 East 23rd looks pretty bad. I have some videos, and as you can see, there was cardboard everywhere because they were doing construction at the time. Our class stayed on a bar set on the 6th floor for some reason for the first week and a half. I think the room we were originally supposed to use was under renovation. I don't actually know. That room would be warm one moment and cold the next. Like, it would get so cold that I had to buy a hoodie from the Salvation Army that's across the street. And for some reason, this small building had 3 staircases. 2 of them were like, okay. They're still wonky because they have bumpy paint and whatnot, but like, they're generally okay. The 3rd staircase, which unfortunately I didn't get a video of, so you just have to trust my account. Oh my gosh, that 3rd staircase was so messed up. Like, the walls had flaking paint and there was dust everywhere. It was really dirty. It's like they haven't touched that area in years. But maybe you don't care as much about building aesthetics as I do, but that generally kind of put me off because obviously they didn't show that in their promotional material. Anyways, so what do you get throughout this 3-week program? I'll go the most in depth on the first day to give you a general idea of how classes go, and then for the rest of the 3 weeks, I'll just kind of generally describe what happens. So most of us got there early, so we already started talking to each other, kind of introducing ourselves, just kind of getting to know each other. And then class started. So we made our own circle thing out of pushing 4 tables together, and we did a basic introduction of ourselves, your name, your pronouns, where you're from, and they'll probably ask you just a film related question like, what's your favorite movie? You then get out your laptop or notebook. Side note, you need a laptop for this program. Writing scripts is very much something you have to do on a device like a laptop. And then we wrote down our intentions for the course. Honestly, I kind of thought this part was boring because it took 2 hours and we weren't supposed to talk throughout it, which I thought was kind of weird because we were supposed to be getting to know each other, but whatever. So then Gina taught us specific ways to critique work in a constructive way. This is important because we watch a variety of short films throughout the program, and it also helped us give more insightful critique to our classmates' work. The first week was really the only week where we got full-on lecture, so don't worry if you get antsy when people just start talking to you for a really long time. Something to keep in mind though is all the lectures are screenwriting specific, so if you like screenwriting, you should be okay with it. For the rest of the first week, you learn basic screenwriting stuff like forces of antagonism and basic plot structure. You make 3 to 4 pitches, and then you read them out to the class, getting the teachers and the class's feedback on your ideas. Something I would keep in mind is to not let your classmates' lack of interest discourage you. I remember when I was reading my pitches, I didn't see a lot of interest from the class, but once I wrote my first draft, a lot of people seemed to like it, so once you pick which pitch you'll develop, you can create character bios. You read these bios in front of actors to help develop your ideas. Something to keep in mind is that actors are a part of really every part of the process whenever you're doing stuff in this program. It's because you're exploring drama through acting, and it makes it really interesting. I don't know if it's unique to this program specifically, but it is something I experienced in it. You make a plot outline on Thursday, get feedback, and Friday of the first week is spent writing your first draft, which is due on Monday. Word to the wise, don't just finish your draft on Friday and spend the rest of your time not doing stuff. Look over it extensively, because you have to do a lot of readings of your work, and at some point you cast your classmates as characters. Your script does not have to be perfect, but at least put it through a grammar checker so you can fix your most obvious mistakes. I would know I was someone who would kind of goof off, and then I've had people read my work and then say out loud those stupid little grammar mistakes that I should have fixed, and it's really embarrassing, so get on it. The second week starts off with readings of your script. Something I highly recommend as well is to not put yourself last in terms of anything, because while I enjoy my classes and I thought they were generally very interesting, I found that me and everybody else would get kind of antsy around 4 p.m. So even if you don't want to go first, never, and I mean never,
ever go last. Wednesday and Thursdays spent with Michaela directing the actors' improv using your script. This is like one of the things that you kind of build up to throughout the entire program, and while she may have specific ideas on what she wants the actors to do, if you don't think the scene she wants to see is relevant to your story, offer a different one. She's really receptive to that. My general advice throughout this entire program is to accept all feedback, but be able to fight for certain elements of your story. That Friday is another full writing day. Don't be like me and kind of mess around because you don't feel like working, especially since that upcoming Monday is the last time you get a full class day to just work on your scripts. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of the last week are all spent filming the table reads of your scripts. We had a pool of 9 actors, but they were rationed throughout these 3 days, so the day you're set to film is dependent on your story. And while I don't recommend putting stuff to the last minute, if you really need to, you can work on your scripts during other people's table reads. I don't actually know if they will do this upcoming summer, especially since I'm pretty sure Gina won't be a co-teacher, so the other co-teacher may have a different set of rules and she may be stricter about that. So, keep everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. Anyways, table reads take a really, really long time, even with such a small class size, because they don't just read your script, they give extensive feedback, mostly positive. Honestly, not even mostly, just all positive feedback. Also, there was breaks between these table readings, so around 5 people would film a day, even though our scripts were only about 9 pages each. That Friday is a pizza party. We went to go eat pizza in Stuyvesant Square. It sounds lame, but over these 3 weeks, you really kind of get to know these people, and it felt less like I was hanging out at like a school thing and more that I was, with like my friends. I gave hints here and there of what I thought about my 2 co-teachers, Gina and Michaela, and I'm gonna be honest, I think they're both very stereotypical art teachers, just in dramatically different ways. Like Gina, your screenwriting teacher, she's very much the foo-foo art professor that likes saying conversation instead of theme. I found that sometimes her critiques were very cyclical. Like, I felt like sometimes she would say things and she didn't even understand what she was going with it. It was very, very strange sometimes. Like, I think she's just so used to talking to artists and people who are like in so deep in that field that she sometimes doesn't tailor your critique to like normal people. But it's fine, you can always just ask her for clarification. And Michaela is where the drama through acting part comes in, and she is really weird, but in a fun way. She is also just really out there. She's there to guide the actors, but she also gives the class some acting exercises. I'm someone who feels embarrassment super strongly, so I didn't really like doing the exercises, but if I were to go back, I'd try to do them with a lot more earnestness, because nobody in the class wants to make fun of you, because everyone's doing it together. Okay, so I gave a rundown of the class, and I talked about my teachers. So, what's my overall opinion of the course? Drum roll, please. I really loved it. I know I kind of talked bad about the building, but the program as a result is cheaper, so that's okay with me. Also, something I didn't mention is that with your tuition, you get access to the SVA library, which is a really good resource if you want to explore New York, but also getting your work done. They had a lot of cool art stuff there, a lot of stuff that was specifically tailored for their library. So, check that out. Maybe you watch this video because you knew you wanted to do the SVA pre-college program, but you didn't know which program you wanted to do, and screenwriting is one of the programs you want to choose from. A thing that I think really benefits screenwriting is that throughout the program, we just focused on one assignment over the 3 weeks, unlike sculpture or graphic design, which had multiple projects. And while you're getting constant feedback, you still end up writing the script alone. If you want to learn more about camera angles and other stuff that goes behind making a movie, do the film course by all means, but keep in mind you do have to work with 2 other people. In this section, I'm going to talk about dorming. And if you know you're going to be a commuter, then just skip to this time code for my final thoughts. If not, then buckle up, because the dorms are kind of where the problem of the program arises. To me, the dorms themselves are fine, like they're built decently well. SVA has residential style dorming, which means instead of sharing a kitchen and bathroom with your whole floor, you and your other roommates get to have your own kitchen and bathroom. The rooms are naturally pretty warm, but if you tinker around with the AC unit, you can get your room freezing to your heart's content. So I took some videos of the room, and I'll insert them here. As you can see, there is 1 bunk bed. There is 1 desk that has 2 chairs at it. There's a dresser, and there's some drawers on the side of the bottom bunk in case you want your stuff more readily accessible to you. My rooming situation was weird because while other rooms on the same floor had 6 to 5 people in a room, my dorm, which could fit 4 people, only had 3 people, including me. So that was chill because that meant I had a room to myself for a while. up until the last week. And if my roommates are watching this, hi guys, love you. Anyways, you may be wondering, Crow, where are these problems that you mentioned earlier? So I talked about how I got a new roommate in the last week of the program. That was because they had problems with their previous roommate. Basically, they were rooming with this international student. Them being international is important to the story. I'm not just bringing it up for no reason. Who was really racist. They called my roommate slurs and treated them like garbage. The breaking point was when this person was choking someone else out and my roommate pulled them off. Their RA dismissed this, citing that it was physical on both ends, which is obviously not right. But anyways, more of their old roommates started reporting this person, and the school, in my opinion, didn't respond soon enough. Part of me wonders if the reason the school was slow to deal with this problem was because the person in question was an international student, and another part of me doesn't really care because they should have protocol in place for this. There are other stories I hear of specifically black people being treated like garbage by international students. I looked at with my roommates, but if you're going to this program, be prepared to dorm with some people who are not the best. So if you're one of those people who skip the dorming section, welcome back. So the point of pre-college programs is to basically help you decide, do you want to even go to that college? So did the SVA pre-college program convince me to go to SVA? No, it didn't. Seeing how barren the building was that would have most of my classes as a film student, on top of how they kind of handled that whole international student thing, kind of swore me off of the school. I will say I really loved my experience at the program, and while I wouldn't want to go to school there, I do think the pre-college program is still worth the money, especially since NYU is almost triple the cost, around $14,000, though keep in mind the NYU program is 4 weeks to the SVA's 3, while SVA is $5,000, including like dorming. There need be scholarships for both programs, but obviously SVA is dramatically less expensive. Something included in that tuition is one Broadway show and another additional thing. These things range from museums to a tour of Times Square. SVO just had a lot of activities that you can sign up for, like dim sum night and drag queen bingo. These events could help you make friends if you're not really close to your roommates. But say you're like me and you just like going around New York alone. I strongly recommend getting a power bank. Also, if you're planning on going around a lot, just pay for the whole month for the Metro card. So let's say that you want to go to the program, but you're worried about making friends. Don't worry about it. Genuinely, there's so many ways to meet people. I mentioned earlier that SVA has a lot of activities that you can sign up for, but let's say you don't care for those activities for some reason. My SVA pre-college group made a Discord, and they use that for student-led specific events like going to cons and going to alternative clothing stores. Also, just plan to go to lunch with people in your program. Everybody, even kids with a meal plan, have to eat out because the meal plan doesn't cover lunch. If you're going to a place that nobody else in your class is going to, then just wear your SVA lanyard. It makes it so other SVA kids can notice you and you can just kind of go up to them. It's genuinely not hard to make friends in the program because everybody around you is also interested in the same things that you're interested in. That's why they were nerdy enough to sign up for an art program. I hope this video helped you decide if this program is for you. I'm planning on putting up some more videos because I want to make money from this channel.
If you have more questions about SVA, feel free to comment them down below and I'll try my best to get back to you. So, bye!